Welcome to the Safety and Security Sector Education and Training Authorities Annual General Meeting.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Your support and presence here is an indicative of the step that we have made in the right direction and of the possibility of what could be as we continue with the path of skills revolution in our sector, particularly in our country. Program Director, the purpose of this event today is to table the annual report for 2017-18, both financial and non-financial performance of the SASSETA.
Let me introduce the chairperson of the SASSETA board, Ms. Jolingana.
The administration period was able to improve organizational performance from 38% in 2014-15 to a record of 91% in 2017-18. In the year ahead, we will continue to apply our knowledge and expertise to address both transversal and sector-specific education and training needs through the implementation of learning, internship, and skills development programs. Skills planning activities and education and training quality assurance will also receive our equal attention. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope as we present our report, you are going to engage with us constructively. We will come back and meet next year, and you will hold us accountable for the things that we said today. Thank you very much.
I'm going to call on the chair of our Strategy and Governance Committee, Ms. Drulu.
SASSETA is one of the 21 SETAs that have been established by the government, and our area of focus is safety and security. And in that area, our role is to facilitate skills, safety and security sector skills, and the development of those skills in that area. There's been a lot of effort put into SASSETA, as has been indicated by our chairperson, by both the administrator, the executive, the staff, the valued stakeholders, and we'd like to thank you all very, very much for your hard work. You are the reason that we exist, and you are the reason that we are where we are. Thank you very much.
We have 3 students who SASSETA has funded on bursaries, and we want to give them an opportunity to address you.
So I'm one of the fortunate beneficiaries of the SASSETA bursary. It has had such a positive and great impact on my life. So basically I'm one of the testimonies of what happens to the money. I aspire to be a researcher, a fully fledged researcher, but not just any researcher, because that could mean anything. But I want to contribute to new knowledge that is positive and that will have a positive impact in society. So I feel like at SASSETA I'm at the right place. The bursary has allowed me to move closer to all of that, and I'm highly thankful to SASSETA. Thank you.
I'm extremely grateful to SASSETA for giving me this opportunity to grow as a person. I was able to complete my master's degree this year, and I'm currently registered for my PhD at the age of 24.
I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to be a SASSETA intern, and I'm looking forward to learn more.
So now I can hand over to our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Diala, to take us through the financial statements. Thanks.
You will notice from the revenue that we have been having a good trend of an increase. And it is all thanks to you. As you know, the SASSETA does not receive any vote from government. We are dependent on your levies. Now, to execute service delivery in government, we need money. And in the SASSETA space, it is highly regulated how such funds will be used. It is for that reason, ladies and gentlemen, that if you look at the employer grant and project expenditure, there is a growing trend in terms of the numbers as well. That shows nothing but an increase in service delivery executed by SASSETA.
We are opening up the floor for our stakeholders to engage us in respect of any questions, any comments, any suggestions for improvements.
You have spoken about the legal fees. And I remember last year on the same AGM, we were told that there were cases that were opened for fraud and corruption. So we'd like to get feedback on those, as to what is happening with those.
The status on investigations. We know that there's been a lot of cases that have been reported. I think it's about 39 contracts altogether that has been placed on investigations. We were engaged with the Hawks. We know all those cases are investigated by the Hawks, the DPCI, within the SAPS. They've indicated to us that the investigation is progressing well. They are not yet finalized. They have not yet finalized the cases, but they are about 80% in terms of the status and completion of those cases. So we hope that soon we're going to see those cases being placed before the court roll.
I heard Mam Dlodlo Abuaka, the EE targets. The EE targets in terms of females being trained, can it be also females as service providers?
Yes, we need to be transparent as a result of the injustices of the past, to be transparent and be very bold when you talk about such issues. We need to be complying with all regulations of our country, specifically in this case, I will refer to the triple PFA, where it requires a very transparent process of doing things, and also addressing the dynamics of our societies, diverse as we are within the country. So definitely we'll ensure that no one is left behind, and the agenda will be on empowerment of women as well.
I'm asking SASSETA to pay people in time. It's very important, before some of the business close their door. Thank you.
We endeavor to pay all our stakeholders on time. And there are many variables when you pay. But because we are a public entity, we always have to accept the certain things. Because we don't just receive an invoice you pay. There is a lot of mandatory documents that are required for the invoice to be paid, because we get audited. We also want to reduce all these fruitless and wasteful expenditure that you've seen there. Because those things, some of them, they emanate because of the lack of mandatory document, where you pay because we are rushing to make sure that we don't compromise the business side. When the auditors come, they don't look at that. They want a full paper trail, full compliance on these issues. So we endeavor to pay our stakeholders on time, but we'll go back and relook our processes, make sure that myself and the CFO, we ensure that all invoices are paid on time. Maybe we strengthen and scale up the communication with stakeholders if there is no proper document in place so that invoices they get paid. Thank you.
As regards the issue of the annual performance plan, our board has already approved the annual performance plan. It has been tabled and approved in Parliament, adopted in Parliament. However, we would like some sort of approval from our stakeholders in respect of the annual report. So at this stage, I want to open up the floor for any proposals for approval of the annual report.
With the inputs that I had and everything, I therefore approve and adopt.
Our children that are suffering in the rural areas, something is done to ease that suffering. And we can only achieve that if we work together as a team. Yes, we can agree to disagree, but agree to disagree in order to help those that are helpless in the background. On that note, thank you, stakeholders. Thank you, board. Thank you, management. Thank you, everybody who has come here today to support this SASSETA. Your presence means a lot for this SASSETA. Aluta continua.